Welcome back. Today we're going to be moving on from our animal project with Salvador Dali and the Surrealist art movement, and we're going to be talking about what we can do to add on to it. So we're not done yet. We've created an animal that's already made out of a combination of different pieces and parts of animals. And it probably looks really silly and it's probably really fun already, but we're going to add to it even more. Today we're going to think about habitats. Habitat is the environment from which an animal comes. So for example, if I'm talking about the okapi, like we talked about in the past, we're talking about Africa.
The habitat that the okapi comes from is actually a rainforest in Africa, but other animals from Africa would come from the savanna.
Savanna is a habitat that is very dry, grassy, and it's filled with very few trees. There's not a lot of other stuff going on. Whereas fish obviously come from the ocean. That's their habitat that they're from. That's their environment. And they can only live in those environments. But your animal probably doesn't fit into one naturally. We're gonna have to do a little bit of thinking about this. So, for example, if my animal has the head of an elephant, the body of a bear, and the tail of a fish, well, I didn't hear anything about legs in that, did you? So it's probably not going to be able to walk on land. So putting it in the environment that an elephant would come from probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And putting it in the forest where a bear would come from probably wouldn't work either. So our best bet would be to put that animal probably in the ocean. Now, we might have to think a little bit about how the ocean might change to support the needs of this animal, because obviously you might get a little overheated. So maybe we think about where this animal makes the most sense. When we're creating our habitats, we need to think about what the environment and the habitat would look like, because even though it's a surrealist artwork, even though it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, we still want to think about what works to make this artwork come together. So if I make a very flat, plain drawing that just have trees all lined across the bottom and I slap my animal right in the middle, I don't know that that's really going to help sell our artwork. It's not going to show it off as being a complete and finished work of art if we don't put the effort in. So we got to talk about what that habitat would look like as an artwork. Most habitats and environments are going to be viewed as a landscape.
We've already talked a little bit about what a landscape is, but to get into it a little bit further, it's an image of the outdoors that not only includes basic things we would see like trees and rocks and animals, but it also shows a lot of depth, which means that we see things close and far away. And in order to explain what the parts of a landscape are, which are foreground, middle ground, and background, we're going to hand this over to Mr. Morris with his video all about it.
Foreground, the middle, background. Foreground, the middle, background. Foreground, the middle, background, background. Foreground, the middle, background. Things that appear to be real close are the foreground, the middle, background. Things that start at the base of the picture are the foreground, the middle, background. When something you know is usually small, now appears as big as a cow. Foreground, the middle, background. That's the foreground, the middle, background. When something starts in the middle, that's the midground, middle, background. When something's right behind the subject, that's the midground, middle, background. When it looks like it is farther away, but you know you can walk there just today. Foreground, the middle, background. That's the midground, middle, background. You see, depth in artwork helps us so. It shows the viewer where things go. Things start big, real up close, but as they move away, they fade like a ghost. Our subject can live in the foreground here, or it can live in the middle ground, not so near. It shrinks down if it's far away. Lines converge as they move away. Foreground, the middle, background. Foreground, the middle, background. When things start up high or are the sky, that's the background. Foreground, the middle, background. When big things are looking very small, that's the background. Middle, background. When the subject acts like a big road sign, covering up with all of its lines. Foreground, the middle, background. That's the background. Middle, background. Now you know a bit more about that for your artwork. Middle, background. Overlap things to show depth in your artwork. Middle, background. But if you mix them up, your artwork will fail, 'cause you got all catty-womp this with the scale. Foreground, the middle, background. In your artwork, show depth in your artwork. Foreground, the middle, background.
Remembering foreground's in the front, middle ground's in the middle, and the background is everything we see behind our subject. So our animal is going to be sitting in the foreground of our artwork because they're the most important thing. They're what we want our audience to look at. Now, the rest of our picture, we need to think about what's going to be right behind us that's not too far away, and then what's going to be in the very back of our artwork to make sure that we can tell that this is a real environment we've put some thought into. Until next time, remember that you were so smart and so important and so loved. We miss you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.